You are in a conversation. Someone asks you a question. You know the answer, but something stops you. You feel the words in your first language. Then you try to translate. Then the moment is gone. This is not a grammar problem. This is not a vocabulary problem. This is a translation problem. And it is the number one reason English learners stop speaking. You are not slow. You are not bad at languages. You have simply never been taught how to stop translating. No one showed you how to think in English directly. This is not your fault. No teacher, no app, and no textbook ever taught you this. You were taught grammar. You were taught vocabulary. But no one taught you how your brain builds a language. That changes today. In the next 30 minutes, I will show you a complete system. You will learn how to break the translation habit, step by step. You will finish this video with a new way of thinking, and you will feel the difference today. So please, listen until the end. I promise you will finish this video with something that will change your English forever.
Most English teachers focus on grammar rules. Most apps give you word lists. But none of them teach you how your brain actually builds a language. That is what this video does differently. We are going to go through 7 chapters together. In Chapter 1, you will find the real cause of the translation problem. In Chapter 2, you will learn your first technique to break the habit. In Chapter 3, you will build something called an English thinking moment. In Chapters 4, 5, and 6, you will learn 3 powerful methods for speaking without translating. And in Chapter 7, you will put everything together into one daily system. And if you care about speaking English naturally, feeling calm in conversations, and finally thinking in English without freezing, please subscribe to our channel right now. We bring you the most clear, calm, and story-based English learning videos in the world. Now, let's begin.
Here is a question for you. When you speak English, where do the words come from first? Do they come in English, or do they come in your own language first? If they come in your own language first, you have a translation habit. And this habit is very expensive. It costs you time. It costs you confidence. It costs you the natural flow of speech. Here is the truth about how your brain works. Your brain has a first language. It calls this language System 1. System 1 is fast. It is automatic. It does not think, it just speaks. When you are a child, your first language builds System 1 automatically. You hear words, you use words, you feel words. They become part of you. But when you learn English in a classroom, your brain does something different. It puts English into System 2. System 2 is slow. It thinks before it speaks. It checks grammar rules. It searches for words. It translates first, then speaks. The problem is not your English. The problem is where your brain stored it. Here is your exercise for Chapter 1. Step 1. Find a quiet place. Sit down. Close your eyes. Step 2. Think of a simple word in your first language. For example, think of the word for water in your language. Now try to feel water in English, not translate it. Feel it. Picture cold water in a glass. Say the word water quietly. Say it 3 times. Step 4. Do this with 5 simple words. Choose words you know well. Bread, morning, friend, door, walk. This exercise is small, but it begins to move English from System 2 into System 1. You are not translating, you are feeling. Your brain stores language in 2 ways. It stores meaning and it stores sound. When you connect a sound directly to a meaning without translation, you build a direct path in your brain. This direct path is what fluent speakers use. It is not magic, it is practice. You have now found the real problem, and you have taken the first step. That is a great beginning. Let us keep going. Think about how you learned to ride a bicycle. Did someone explain every movement? Or did you just start, fall a few times, and then it worked? Your body learned without your mind explaining. Language works the same way. The fastest way to break the translation habit is to remove the translator. If you stop going back to your first language, your English brain has to work. It has no choice. This is called the immersion shortcut. But total immersion is difficult. Most learners cannot move to another country. So instead, you create micro-immersion. Small moments in your real life where you think only in English. No translation allowed. Step 1. Choose one activity you do every day. Maybe it is making coffee in the morning. Maybe it is walking to work. Maybe it is washing dishes. Step 2. During that activity, speak inside your mind in English. Describe what you are doing. Say, I am pouring the water. The kettle is hot. I put the cup on the table. Step 3. Do not stop to correct grammar. Do not search for perfect words. Just keep talking inside your mind. Use simple sentences. Use the words you know. Step 4. Do this for 5 minutes every day. Not 1 hour, not 30 minutes, just 5 minutes. Your brain is a muscle. Small, consistent exercise is more powerful than one big effort. 5 minutes of English thinking every day builds more fluency than 2 hours of grammar study once a week. The activity gives your mind a picture, and pictures stop translation. You do not translate what you see, you describe it directly. You have now broken the chain of translation once today. That is real progress. Keep going. Chapter 3 will take you even deeper. You wake up in the morning. Your mind is quiet. It is not full of problems yet. What language do you think in? For most learners, it is their first language. But what if that quiet morning moment was in English? The brain is most open to new habits in 2 moments. The first moment is just after you wake up. The second is just before you fall asleep. These are called threshold moments. Your mind is soft. It accepts new patterns more easily. If you place English thinking into your threshold moments, your brain begins to connect English with the start and end of every day. Over time, this becomes automatic. Step 1. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, say 3 sentences in English. Keep them simple. Good morning. Today is a new day. I am ready to speak English. Step 2. Say those sentences out loud, not in your head, out loud. Your voice makes the experience real. Step 3. Before you go to sleep, say 3 different sentences in English. Describe your day. Today I went to work. I drank coffee in the morning. I spoke English for 5 minutes. Step 4. Do this for 7 days. Just 7 days. See how your mind begins to feel. Threshold moments build what scientists call contextual memory. This means your brain connects an activity to feeling. When English is connected to quiet, calm moments, your brain starts to feel calm when you use English. Calm is the opposite of freeze. Calm is the opposite of blank. You are building a new emotional relationship with English. Not fear,
not pressure, calm and natural. That is a powerful change. You are not just learning a language, you are changing how you feel about a language.
Before we continue, I want to remind you of something important. If you are finding these techniques helpful, take 1 second to like this video and drop a comment telling me which exercise are you going to try first. Your feedback helps me create better content for you. Thank you. Now let's keep going. There is a very common mistake that English learners make. They study English words, but they study them in lists. Word in English, then translation in their language. Then they wonder why they always need to translate. When you learn a word with its translation, you teach your brain to go through a bridge. Every time you want to use that word, your brain crosses the bridge back to your first language. But when you learn a word with a picture, a feeling, or a story, there is no bridge. There is only the word. This is called the direct method. Language teachers have known about this for 100 years, but most modern apps still use translation because it is easy to build. It is not always good for your brain. Step 1. Choose 3 new English words this week. Choose words that are useful for your daily life. Step 2. For each word, draw a simple picture. You do not need to be a good artist, just a small drawing that shows the meaning. Step 3. Write 1 sentence using that word. Make the sentence personal. Use your own name. Use your own life. I feel curious when I read a new book. My office is on a quiet street. Step 4. Say the sentence 5 times. Picture the meaning as you say it. Feel it. Do not think about your first language. Personal sentences activate your memory. Your brain pays more attention to information that is connected to you. Scientists call this the self-reference effect. When something is about you, your brain remembers it better. You are now building vocabulary without a translator. This is how children learn. This is how fluent adults think. 1 word at a time, 1 picture at a time, 1 sentence at a time. You are doing it. Here is a truth about speaking. Most of the time, you do not need perfect sentences. You need clear communication. A conversation is not an exam. No one is marking your grammar. But many learners wait for perfect sentences before they speak. They think of the full sentence in their first language. They try to translate the whole thing. Then the moment passes. Then they say nothing. Fluent speakers do not build whole sentences in advance. They work in small pieces, 3 words, then 3 more words, then 3 more. The sentence builds itself as they speak. This is called chunking. When you think in chunks, you stop translating. You start speaking. Step 1. Think of something you want to say. For example, I am tired today because I worked very late last night. Step 2. Break it into 3-word chunks. I am tired today because I worked very late. Step 3. Say each chunk out loud. Pause between chunks. It is fine to pause. Native speakers pause too. Step 4. Practice this with 5 sentences from your daily life. Use sentences about your morning, your work, your plans for the evening. Step 5. Try this in a real conversation this week. Just 1 conversation. It does not need to be perfect. Your working memory,
The part of your brain that speaks can hold about 3 to 5 words at one time. When you match your speech to your memory, the brain does not get overloaded. There is no crash, no freeze, just flow. 3 words at a time is not slow speech. It is smart speech. You are now speaking from your English brain, not translating, just speaking. That is a real skill, and you are building it right now. You remember the words that made you feel something. You remember the first time someone said, "I love you" to you. You remember the word your teacher said when you first got something right. Emotion burns words into memory. When you feel something in English, not just understand it, the word moves deep into your brain. It leaves your short-term memory. It enters your long-term memory, and it becomes available when you need it most, in the middle of a conversation. Emotional memory is more durable than logical memory. Your brain keeps emotional memories because they feel important. When you connect English words to real feelings, your brain treats them as important. It keeps them. Step 1. Choose 5 English words or phrases that feel meaningful to you. Maybe they describe how you feel. Maybe they connect to something important in your life. Step 2. Say each word and pause. Let the feeling come. Do not rush. Step 3. Write each word in your notebook with 1 sentence and 1 emotion. Determined. I feel determined when I practice English every day. Language without emotion is just information. Language with emotion is part of you. You have now reached the deepest level of today's system. 1 more chapter, and everything will come together. You now have 6 techniques. Each one works alone, but together they build something much more powerful. They build a life in English. Here is how to bring everything together into one daily routine. In the morning, at your threshold moment, say your 3 English sentences out loud. This is Chapter 3. While you make breakfast, describe what you were doing in English. This is Chapter 2. During your day, choose 1 new word, draw a picture, write a personal sentence. This is Chapter 4. In a conversation or practice session, use the 3-word window method. Do not wait for perfect sentences. Just begin. This is Chapter 5. In the evening, feel your English words. Let the emotions come. This is Chapter 6. And every day, go back to the feeling exercise from Chapter 1. Picture your words. Feel them. Do not translate them. This routine takes less than 20 minutes in a day, but it works every part of your English brain. Morning, body, mind, vocabulary, speech, emotion, memory. This is not a study routine. This is a living in English routine. Study is what you do before a test. Living is what you do every day. You have just built your system. Now let us close together. You have now completed one of the most powerful English learning journeys you can take. In this video, you went through 7 chapters of real, practical techniques for thinking in English. You did not just learn about fluency. You learned why translation blocks you. And you now know exactly how to remove that block. You have 6 techniques and 1 complete daily system. You are not someone who freezes when they speak. You are someone who has the tools to think and speak in English with calm confidence. If this video helped you, please subscribe to our channel right now. Every week, we create videos like this, calm, clear, and made for you. We are building something here, a community of learners who are serious about growing, who want to feel fluent, not just correct. If that is you, you are in exactly the right place. Save this video. Watch it again next week. Use each chapter like a training session. The more you return, the more it works. Your brain needs repetition. Give it what it needs. Think in English. Feel in English. Speak in English every day. And most of all, live in English, even before you feel ready. Thank you for watching. Let us grow together.
Welcome, everyone. I need to tell you something that most English teachers will never say. You have been learning English for years, maybe 5 years, maybe 10. You have studied grammar rules, you have memorized vocabulary lists, you have passed tests, and yet, the moment someone speaks to you in English, your mind goes blank, your mouth freezes, the words disappear. You know English, but you cannot speak it. Why? Here is the truth. You have been studying English the wrong way. Not because you are lazy, not because you are bad at languages, but because the traditional system was never designed to make you fluent. It was designed to make you pass a test. Fluency is not about knowing more words. Fluency is not about perfect grammar. Fluency is about how your brain is trained to think, feel, and speak all at the same time without stopping. And in the next 30 minutes, I am going to show you a completely different approach to English, one that will rewire the way you think in this language, starting today in just 1 month. So please stay until the very end, because what you are about to hear might change everything.
This approach is different. It is not a list of words to memorize. It is not another grammar lesson. It is a system, a complete monthly plan built on how the human brain actually learns to speak a language. Scientists call it acquisition, not learning. Children don't study their mother tongue. They absorb it. They live inside it. They speak before they understand all the rules. Today, we will build that same natural process for you in 8 chapters. Each chapter gives you a real technique, a real exercise, and a real daily practice you can start using immediately. And if you care about finally speaking English with confidence, with speed, and without the fear that has been holding you back, subscribe to our channel right now, because we bring you the most honest, most human English learning stories in the world. Now, let us begin. Chapter 1. Why You Cannot Speak. Let me introduce you to 2 people. The first person is May. May studied English for 8 years in school. She got top marks in her grammar exams. She can write a perfect essay in English. But when a foreign colleague says, "How was your weekend?" May freezes. Her face turns red. She says, "Good, thank you," and looks away. She knows the words, but she cannot use them. The second person is Carlos. Carlos never studied English formally. He spent 6 months watching American TV shows with English subtitles. He listened to English podcasts while cooking, while walking, while falling asleep. He talked to himself in English while alone in his room. Today, Carlos laughs at English jokes. He tells stories in English. He is not perfect, but he is fluent. What is the difference between May and Carlos? It is not intelligence. It is not talent. It is this. May trained her reading brain. Carlos trained his speaking brain. These are different systems inside your mind. The part of your brain that reads and understands language and the part that produces spoken language, they are connected, but they are not the same.
You have to train the right one. There is also something else, something no textbook ever talks about: fear. When you try to speak and feel nervous, your brain releases a stress signal, and that signal actually blocks access to the words you know. This is a real physical process. Stress literally shuts down fluency. So the problem is not your vocabulary. The problem is not your grammar. The problem is that your brain has never felt safe speaking English. And that is exactly what we are going to fix.
Chapter 2. Immersion without moving. People say, if you want to speak English, move to an English-speaking country. This is true, but it is also an excuse. Because what matters about living in another country is not the country. It is the immersion, the constant exposure, the way English surrounds you from the moment you wake up. And you can create that right where you are. This technique is called total environment shift. Here is how to do it. Step 1. Change your phone to English right now, today. Every notification, every menu, every app. Your brain sees these words hundreds of times a day. It begins to absorb them without effort. Step 2. Choose one English language podcast or show and make it your daily background sound. Not to study, just to hear. While you cook, while you clean, while you walk. Let English become the sound of your daily life. Step 3. Label your world. Put small paper labels on objects in your home: the table, the mirror, the window, the door. Write the English word. Every time you see it, say it aloud. These 3 small changes create something remarkable. Your brain stops treating English as a foreign, separate thing. It starts treating English as part of your normal life. And when English feels normal, speaking it becomes natural.
Chapter 3. Shadow Speaking. Let me tell you about a technique so powerful that professional interpreters, the people who translate live speeches, use it to train their speaking speed. It is called shadowing, and it is beautifully simple. You listen to a native English speaker, and while they speak, you speak too, at the same time, like a shadow following the light. You are not translating, you are not thinking about grammar, you are just copying the sounds, the rhythm, the speed, the music of English. Here is your shadowing exercise for this week. Step 1. Find a short video, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, of a native English speaker talking about something simple. A person describing their morning, a short story, a calm interview. Step 2. Listen once, just listen. Feel the rhythm. Step 3. Press play again. This time, speak along. Don't worry about perfect pronunciation. Don't stop if you miss a word. Just keep moving. Keep speaking. Step 4. Do this every day for 10 minutes. Same video for 3 days, then a new one. After 2 weeks of this, something magical happens. You will notice that English starts to come out of your mouth faster than your mind can stop it. That is fluency beginning to grow.
Before we go deeper, I want to pause here for just a moment. If what you are hearing is already making sense to you, if even one idea has made you think, yes, that is my problem, please take 1 second to like this video and leave me a comment. Which technique are you going to try first?
total environment shift, or shadowing? Your comment tells me what is helping you most, and it helps this story reach more people who need it. Now, let us keep going. The next chapters are where everything changes. Chapter 4. Talk to yourself. This is the chapter that surprises people most, and it might sound a little strange at first. The most effective speaking practice you can do does not require another person. It only requires you. It is called English self-talk. Start narrating your own life in English inside your head or quietly out loud when you're alone. When you wake up in the morning, think, "I am getting out of bed. The floor is cold. I need coffee." When you look out the window, think, "The sky is gray today. I think it might rain." When you eat lunch, think, "This soup is warm. It tastes like something my grandmother made." Simple sentences, simple moments. Why does this work? Because the biggest obstacle to speaking English is not knowing the words. It is the gap between thinking and speaking. Most people think in their first language, then translate. That translation takes time, and in a real conversation, there is no time. Self-talk trains your brain to think directly in English. It removes the translation step. It makes English your language of thought, not just your language of study. Start with 5 minutes a day. By the end of the first week, you'll find yourself doing it automatically, and that's exactly when your speaking begins to transform.
Chapter 5. The Chunk Method. Here is something that fluent speakers do that most learners don't. They don't think in individual words. They think in chunks, in ready-made phrases that come as one piece. When a native speaker says, "To be honest with you," they are not building that phrase word by word. It comes out as one single unit, one thought, one breath. These chunks are called collocations and fixed expressions, and they are the hidden architecture of fluent English. Here is your chunk collection exercise. Every day, find 3 English chunks, not 3 words, 3 phrases. Write them down in a small notebook. Phrases like, "To be honest," "The thing is," "I was just about to," "What I mean is," "It turns out that." Now, practice each phrase in 5 different sentences. Say them aloud. Use them in your self-talk. Put them in a real moment from your day. In 1 month, you will have collected 90 chunks, 90 ready-made pieces of natural English waiting in your mind, ready to speak. That is not studying. That is building a vocabulary that actually works. Chapter 6. Fearless Speaking. Let me tell you about a woman named Hannah. She had studied English for 7 years. By every measure, she knew the language well. But she had one rule she never broke. "I will speak English when I am ready." She is still waiting. Here is a truth that might sting a little. You will never feel ready. The feeling of ready does not come before speaking, it comes from speaking. So the only way to become fearless is to speak while afraid. Here is your fearless speaking challenge for this week. Find one English conversation, any conversation, and speak for 60 seconds without stopping. No pausing, no self-correcting, no starting over. Just speak, in English, for 60 seconds. If you don't have a conversation partner yet, record yourself on your phone. Look at the camera and speak. About your day, about a dream you had, about a film you liked, anything. After the recording, listen back once, but don't criticize, just notice. Notice what came naturally, notice where you paused, and record again the next day. In 30 days, compare your first recording and your last. You will not believe you are the same person. Chapter 7. The 30-Day Fluency Map. Now let us pull everything together into a complete system. I call it the SPEAK formula. S. Surround. Surround yourself with English every single day. Your phone, your music, your background noise. Make English the air you breathe. P. Practice speaking, alone first. 10 minutes of shadowing, 5 minutes of self-talk. Every day, without exception. E. Expand your chunks. 3 new phrases per day, written, spoken, lived. By day 30, you will have a library of natural English phrases that come to you automatically. A. Act despite fear. 1 real or recorded English conversation per week. 60 seconds minimum, no stopping, no perfection, just forward movement. K. Keep a speaking journal. Every evening, write 3 sentences in English about your day. Not an essay, just 3 sentences. The act of turning thoughts into written English strengthens the same pathways used in speaking. Surround, practice, expand, act, keep. SPEAK. Do these 5 things every day for 30 days. That is your promise to yourself. That is your road to fluency.
Chapter 8. The Mindset of a Fluent Speaker. All the techniques in the world will not work if you still believe this one hidden lie. My English is not good enough to speak. I want you to hear this clearly. Your English is already enough to communicate, and communication, not perfection, is the goal. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls, and falls again, but the child does not stop and say, "I am not ready to walk. I need to study walking first." The child gets up and tries again. That child's energy, that fearless, playful, unashamed energy, is exactly the energy you need to bring to English. Make mistakes loudly. Mispronounce words without shame. Search for the right phrase without apology. Because here is what fluent speakers know that learners often forget. No one is judging you as harshly as you are judging yourself. In fact, people love hearing someone try. They respect the effort. They appreciate the courage. Let go of perfection. Hold on to progress. And give yourself the same grace that you would give to a child learning to walk for the first time. You have just completed one of the most complete, most honest English fluency roadmaps ever created for a language learner. You didn't just learn a few new techniques. You learned how your brain actually acquires a language and how to work with it instead of against it. You are not a bad language learner. You are not someone who just isn't good at English. You are someone who was given the wrong tools. And now you have the right ones. The SPEAK formula is yours. The shadowing technique is yours. The chunk method is yours. The daily practice is yours. If this story helped you even 1%, please subscribe to our channel right now. We are building a community of English learners who believe that language is more than grammar. It is connection. It is identity. It is freedom. Save this video. Come back to it every week. Use each chapter like a key. Open the door you need when you need it. Remember, fluency does not come from studying more. It comes from speaking more. Imperfectly, bravely, and every single day.
Speak today. Speak tomorrow. Speak when you are afraid. Speak before you are ready. Speak even when the words feel heavy. Speak until it feels like breathing. And most of all, speak like you belong, because you do. Thank you for listening. Let's grow together. Welcome, everyone. Let me tell you something that might hurt a little, but it's true. People decide if they like you in the first 7 seconds. 7 seconds. And most of that decision, it has nothing to do with what you say. You think first impressions are about being smart, saying the right things, or showing your achievements. But here's the truth. First impressions are about making people feel something. And if you make them feel good, they'll remember you forever. Right now, you might be nervous before meetings. You might worry about what to say. You might replay conversations in your mind, thinking about all the things you should have said differently. But the people who leave unforgettable impressions, they're not smarter than you. They're not more interesting. They just understand something you're about to learn. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact psychology of making powerful first impressions, the techniques that make people want to know you, trust you, and remember you. So please listen till the end, and I promise you'll finish this video with tools that will change every first meeting forever. This isn't about tricks or manipulation. This isn't about being fake or pretending to be someone you're not. What I'm going to teach you comes from psychology research, from studying charismatic leaders, from understanding how human connection actually works. We're going to walk through 8 powerful chapters. You'll learn exactly what to do in those first 7 seconds. You'll learn how to start conversations that people never want to end. You'll learn how to make anyone feel like the most important person in the room. And by the end, you'll have a complete system that works in any situation. Job interviews, networking events, dates, business meetings, anywhere. And if you care about building genuine connections, creating opportunities, and becoming someone people naturally gravitate toward, subscribe to our channel right now, because we bring you the most practical, psychology-based personal development videos in the world. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. Why you're not making the impression you want. Let me start with a story. Imagine you're about to meet someone important. Maybe it's a job interview. Maybe it's a networking event. Maybe it's a first date. What are you thinking about? You're probably thinking, what should I say? How do I sound impressive? What if I say something stupid? What if they don't like me? So you prepare. You think of interesting things to talk about. You rehearse answers. You plan how to present yourself. And then the meeting happens. You walk in, you shake hands, you start talking, and you can feel it. Something's off. The conversation feels forced, awkward, uncomfortable. You're saying the right words, but the connection isn't happening. And afterward, you replay everything in your mind. Why didn't it go better? What did I do wrong? But here's what really happened. You were so focused on yourself that you forgot about the other person. Let me explain what I mean. Most people approach first meetings with one goal: to be impressive, to be liked, to be accepted. So they talk about their achievements. They try to sound smart. They look for opportunities to show their value. But this creates a problem. When you're focused on impressing someone, you're actually pushing them away, because people don't connect with impressive, they connect with interested. Think about it. When you meet someone who only talks about themselves, how do you feel? Bored, unimportant, invisible. But when you meet someone who seems genuinely interested in you, who asks about your life, who listens carefully, who makes you feel seen,
that person becomes unforgettable. This is the secret that most people never understand. The best way to impress someone is to make them feel impressive. Not by flattering them, not by being fake, but by genuinely caring about who they are. When you shift your focus from "how do I look good" to "how do I make them feel good," everything changes. Your nervousness disappears because it's not about you anymore. Your conversations become natural because you're curious instead of performing. And people remember you, not because you were the most interesting person in the room, but because you made them feel interesting. So here's the truth. You're not bad at first impressions. You're just focused on the wrong goal. And once you change that focus, you become magnetic.
Chapter 2. The Power of Presence. Be here, not in your head. Here's your first powerful technique. Most people are physically present, but mentally absent. They're in the conversation, but their mind is somewhere else. They're thinking, what should I say next? Do I look okay? What do they think of me? And the other person can feel this. They can sense you're not really there, and it creates distance. So the first rule of making a powerful impression is simple. Be completely present. Let me teach you how. When you meet someone, before you say anything, take one deep breath. Just one. Slow breath in, slow breath out. This does something important. It brings you into your body. It stops the racing thoughts. It centers you in the present moment. Then, when you look at the person, really look at them. Notice the color of their eyes. Notice their expression. Notice their energy. Don't think about what you're going to say. Just be there, with them. This creates something powerful called presence, and people feel it immediately. When you're fully present, your body language changes, your voice becomes warmer, your attention becomes real, and the other person feels it. They feel seen, they feel valued, they relax. Here's your practice for this. Before your next meeting, take 3 deep breaths. Say to yourself, I'm here, I'm present, I'm focused on them, not me. Then, for the first 30 seconds of the conversation, don't think about what you're going to say. Just listen, just notice, just be there. You'll be amazed at the difference, because presence is the foundation of everything else. Without it, no technique works. With it, everything becomes easier. Chapter 3. The Warm Opening. The First 7 Seconds. Now, let me teach you exactly what to do in those crucial first 7 seconds. Research shows that people form their first impression based on 3 things, in this order. First, your body language, 55% of the impression. Second, your tone of voice, 38% of the impression. Third, your actual words, only 7% of the impression. This means the words you say matter much less than how you say them. So here's the formula for a warm opening. Step 1. Eye contact and smile. Before you speak, make eye contact and smile. A genuine, warm smile that reaches your eyes. This immediately communicates, I'm friendly, I'm safe, I'm happy to meet you. Don't rush this. 1 full second of eye contact and smile before you speak. Step 2. Confident posture. Stand or sit up straight but relaxed, shoulders back, chest open. Not stiff but confident. This communicates, I'm comfortable, I'm confident, I belong here. Step 3. Warm tone. When you speak, speak with warmth. Not loud, not quiet, but warm, like you're talking to a friend. Your tone should say, I'm genuinely happy to meet you. Step 4. Simple, genuine words.
Don't try to be clever, don't use fancy words, just be simple and genuine. Hi, I'm name. It's really nice to meet you. Or, hello, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. That's it. Simple, warm, real. Here's what you don't do. Don't immediately launch into business. Don't start with small talk about the weather. Don't apologize for anything. Just be warm, present, and genuine. Practice this right now. Stand up, imagine someone is in front of you. Smile, make eye contact, take a breath, and say warmly, "Hi, I'm name. It's really nice to meet you."